Hey friends, let's tap in. We're going to do a little career and finance message for today. I hope everybody is doing well on this beautiful ass, what is it, Wednesday today? Wednesday. Okay, so we got progress. It seems like a long slog, but your efforts will pay off soon. Stay on course for at least a few more months before making a change. A few more months, motherfucker. Look, I barely got a few more days in me, but hey, somebody needs to hear this message today, all right? You may need to hang on with something for like a few more months. You might be over here like, I don't know if this job is it for me, or, my business is really doing what I needed to do. Hang in there a few more months. I guess some things are supposed to be turning around for you within that time frame, okay? For some of you, maybe that's you on the job search right now, and you feeling like, am I ever going to get an opportunity? It might be a few more months. I ain't going to hold you. That will be when Venus is out of this funky ass retrograde. She officially goes direct next month in April, but she'll have a post shadow phase for like a month and a half, basically. So, not until like end of May, June, does that energy really clear up. So that might be the time frame for some of you where you're going to actually start seeing progress, really in June. Okay, so what is it right now? It's March. That's like 3 months basically. So yeah, I know no one likes to hear like they gotta wait any longer, but you can't fight the transits as much as you might want to. It's just like, that's one thing I love and hate about astrology, because it's like, okay, I have the awareness of these transits, but at the same time, it doesn't make the waiting any easier. But sometimes it can, when we're not like being so resistant, and maybe seeking the wisdom in why things are taking so long, or really just leaning into those slower periods as well. Like, that might be something you need to ask yourself, sit with, pray on, like, what is this slower period meant to be teaching me right now? What am I meant to be gaining out of this slower period in my life? For me, I've been getting a ton of rest. Okay, I've been sleeping like crazy. Still in my Mars return here, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever slept this much. I can't remember the last time I've just slept this much in my life. So I'm clearly gearing up. I'm taking it as a sign that I am gearing up energetically for a very busy season, for things to just be like boom, 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 boom. So I'm like, all right, bitch, you better enjoy this slowdown right now, because it's not going to last forever. So that might be the case for some of you as well. They're wandering in the desert. That reminds me of, was it with Moses when he was taking the people through the desert, and they were wandering around for years and years to find the promised land? And yeah, you might be feeling like that right now. Like, I just been wandering around in this dry ass desert for, I don't know if it's been years. Hopefully it hasn't been that long, but maybe it has. For some of you, it's just been months, and it's just like, okay, when am I going to reach the promised land? It's coming for you. Let's see what else we got coming through. What else we got going on for career and finance? Okay. Timing. See, and I hate messages. If anybody hates to wait, you guys, it's me. I'm an Aries. I don't like waiting on shit. I'm like, bitch, come on with it. Like, we ain't got all day, let's go. So we got timing. It's all in the timing right now. Pull another card to see if you need to do it now, wait a while, or make a different decision. So we're going to pull one more card and see what comes through to give us additional clarity on timing right now. Somebody could have the initials SK. S or K, S and K. Let's see. Let's get another card here. Let's say to pull another one to see what we need to do. I'm assuming you're going to be waiting just with the first card that came out. It did say stay on course for at least a few more months before making a change, okay? For some of you, this could be about you wanting to move, and you might be getting really anxious. Like, I want to do it now, but I think you're meant to stay on course, like for saving your money and stuff, and waiting a few more months before you make that move. Keep in mind, Mercury's retrograde right now too. This is not a good time to be signing a lease, okay? If you can help it. I know in some cases it's like, my lease is up, I gotta move somewhere. So yeah, in that case, do what you gotta do. But you know, if you're in a situation, maybe living with family or something, and you can hold off a few more months, definitely do that. Let's get one final piece of advice from this deck here. Okay, we got two. All right, what do we got here? So we have outside forces. Unknown figures are driving the situation, and you may not be able to control the outcome. This cycle will shift soon, and you will be okay. Those outside forces, I think that's the astrology, okay? I don't think that's like somebody out here like hexing you, cursing you, none of that shit. It's the cosmos. You cannot affect the cosmos. You can't make them move faster, none of that shit. So it's good to just know about these things, have some awareness, so you know what timelines you're working with here, okay? We have authority. Clashes with a boss or a challenge to your power will compel you to respond. Choose peaceful solutions if you can, all right? Some of you might be wanting to move out of this job that you're in because you're butting heads with an authority figure, okay? You feel like somebody's trying you, trying to sun you or some shit, like exert their power, swing their weight around with you, and you're just like, who the fuck you think you dealing with? Like, bitch, do you know who I am? Okay, I get some of y'all ego. That's okay. Look, my ego be doing that shit too, because I don't like motherfuckers playing with me. I don't give a fuck who you are. You could be my supervisor all you want to, shit. And like boundaries, you can't spell boundaries without Aries. So yeah, especially as we transition into Aries season tomorrow, you gonna feel your chest kind of puffing up a little more, like, you know, nuck if you buck type of vibes. But please don't beat your supervisor ass. We don't need you going to jail, okay? Woosah, right? Do what you need to do to, you know, practice your emotional regulation and all that good shit. Don't be so quick to respond or react. Aries energy can be very reactive, very explosive, okay? We don't need none of that. You need to wait until you get off work, and then you can go to the gym or some shit, go run it off, go hit a punching bag, call up your friend and vent about the situation. But just be mindful of how you're actually interacting with others, how you could be swinging your weight around too, okay? Like, shit, somebody might be like, bitch, you ain't my boss. Who the fuck you talking to, okay? So big bad Aries energy, it'll kind of do that to you. It makes everybody just feel a little more pumped up and like they be feeling themselves. So definitely just kind of be mindful of how you're interacting with others, but definitely set your boundaries. You can still set boundaries respectfully. So there could be a situation coming up with someone where you do need to. You maybe have a conversation with your boss, like, you know, I understand that you're giving me advice or guidance to kind of do things this way, that way, the third, but I would really appreciate it if you could maybe communicate with me a little differently, because every time you communicate with me, I'm feeling like you're being hostile or shit, you're being a little aggressive, or you know, whatever the case may be. So you grown, like, definitely don't let nobody just be talking to you crazy, for sure. Why is this giving me, I've been on threads today, it's giving me that Just Hilarious situation with Lauren. I don't watch The Breakfast Club, but yeah, like, I was kind of tuned in a little bit. I was like, what's the tea on this? What's going on? And Lauren had mentioned something about Just Hilarious, telling her to like shut up or hush, like on a segment before when they was talking. And she was like, she ain't say nothing in the moment, but I think she had said something after the fact, like, you know, let me pull you to the side type of situation, and had said like, yo, don't talk to me like that. You know, I don't give a fuck who you are, like what your role is here. You gonna respect me, basically. So some of y'all might be having to pull somebody aside, like, hey, no, don't do that. Okay. And you have every right to, you know, just because you're a supervisor doesn't mean you don't have to respect the people that work for you and shit. That don't mean you can just talk to people any kind of way, you know. Oh, we got closure. It's closure for somebody. I know it's shit. Somebody was like, it's gonna be closure for Just Hilarious. Look, I really ain't got an opinion either way. Like I said, I don't watch that show. But yeah, like some of y'all are definitely like ready to get the fuck out. I saw another thread too. Someone was like, I've tasted rage quitting. I've tasted unemployment. I would encourage you to just disassociate as much as you can at your job and find a new one before you quit, before you rage quit. And I commented, I'm like, agreed, because I definitely rage quit a job last year. And yeah, now that I think about it, I might have handled that a little differently. But hey, it be like that. You live and you learn. So some of y'all might be in that space where you feel like rage quitting, and the spirits are like, yo, chill out, please. Like, shit, if you got some vacation time to take off during Aries season, I would highly encourage you to take it, because we do have this new moon solar eclipse coming up in Aries on the 29th, I believe, and things are gonna get spicy, like building up to that. You know, I heard people gonna be on 10, people gonna be extra sensitive and shit, extra reactive, wanting to get into conflicts and arguments and power struggles and just all that bullshit. So if you can take some downtime, I would highly recommend you do so. But you could, ultimately, your goal could be to get out, okay? It could be to get out of a work environment. It could be to get out of a business partnership. It could be to get out of a home environment that you're living in. You just want to get out, all right? And keep in mind, Venus is in Aries. Mercury and Venus will be kind of dancing back and forth between Aries and Pisces. So it's going to get pretty spicy, okay? I'm hearing that Tyler, the Creator song, Sticky. Yeah, like that's kind of like a pop off type of song. So yeah, like calm down now. We don't need nobody going to jail over no situation, okay? Shit, it ain't never that deep, right? Where your freedom got to be jeopardized. So maybe I'm here to let somebody know, like, cool off, like find you some other ways to relieve your stress or whatnot, because it's just not worth it. That's crazy. Let's get one more card from here, then we're gonna move on to the next deck. Healing. Yeah, focus on your healing right now, okay? Focus on your healing. And don't get so distracted by all the noise, okay? It's gonna be a lot of noise around you and shit. You know, a lot of people got opinions and, you know, this and that, whatever. Like, just focus on your healing. Some of you could be healing your finances with that green candle that she's burning. You could be healing your heart chakra. Heart is associated with the green. Okay. You could be healing your body. Your physical body could be, like, I heard under attack. So I don't know if some of you are sick. So I'm sorry if that's the case. I hope you get better soon. Ooh, step outside of your comfort zone. North Node. Alrighty. So yes, like this is about, this is where that closure is coming in. Closure represents more of the South Node. We just kind of had that energy that we experienced with the full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo. So we're stepping more into like North Node energy with the new moon solar eclipse. Okay, so this energy, like, yeah, it can be intense, kind of like conflict and shit like that, but it can also be very like ballsy, like I've got the courage to do something outside of my norm. So It's definitely a good space to be in for sure. So some of you look to your north node in your natal chart. That'll give you some guidance. It's your guiding star, the North Star. You know, that is like, this is the direction you should be going in when it comes to your life, when it comes to your purpose, right? Some of you, especially with the Aries influence, you're meant to be leaders, trailblazers, pioneers, entrepreneurs. Just heard a general, so I don't know. Somebody could be in like the military or some shit. But ultimately, you're meant to like be leading in some capacity. Didn't we have the authority card? So that might be why you're feeling triggered by other authority figures, because you're like, no, I'm supposed to be the person that's in authority, that's in charge here. And yeah, you are. You're going to definitely have that opportunity to step into that for sure. Okay, it's a time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. All right, so release that negativity. I think the moon has been in Scorpio. It might be in it now. I can't recall. But it was this week that the moon was in Scorpio. So if you've been feeling like people have been on some bullshit a little more than usual, it's because of the moon. Okay, so just chop it up to that. We also have new moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. So, you know, give it your all. Don't get so much in your ego, because especially when we feel like we should be in charge, we're the leader or whatever. A good leader, you know, they roll up their sleeves and they get to work. They're not just sitting around barking orders at people. And that might be something that you have to kind of really understand when it comes to leadership. Maybe you're used to leaders who do have that style where it's just like, you do this, you do that. And I mean, delegating things isn't bad. That definitely is a part of leadership. But, you know, there are some leaders that literally just sit on their fucking ass and they don't do anything, right? They're always just sitting around barking orders at people, criticizing, and you're doing this wrong and da 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 da. You don't want to be that kind of leader. So for some of you, know that your leadership comes with giving. It comes with being of service to others, right? We have waxing moon. The energy is gaining momentum. So yes, like things are going to be picking up here for you for sure. Like I said, even as, I mean, we're not in a waxing moon phase right now. We're in a waning moon phase. But still, like, because we're in eclipse season, it can feel like the opposite effect. So yeah, like if you feel like things are getting intense as we kind of wrap up the rest of March, it's because of eclipse season. But also the energy is gaining momentum when it comes to your progress. That might have felt like really slow here. Things are going to start moving and shaking for you, especially as we transition into Aries season here this week and the spring, right? Like some things are going to spring forward for you where things have been really stagnant with this winter. It's like, okay, it's time. You know, a lot of it, as the card said, is timing. So I do feel like the timing is really ripe right now and over these next few months. Let's see what else we got from the tarot. Queen of Wands. Come on with your sexy ass, with your bold ass. Like, you come through, okay? Like, shit, ain't nobody the boss of you but you, right? You know, the Queen of Wands, she is her own authority figure, right? She is someone that she be doing her thing. She be marching to the beat of her own drum. You know, she ain't really too worried about what other motherfuckers doing. She is an individual, okay? So is this something about you really like shining as an individual, leaning into the things that make you who you are? With the Queen of Wands, this is about you feeling confident about who you are as a person, right? And the magic that you bring into the world. She's the baby witch of the tarot in comparison to the big witch, which is the high priestess. Some of you could be working your magical abilities, especially candle magic might be really good for you to work at this time, right? Like she had that green candle in the healing card. Some of you need to light up a green candle if you need to heal your finances, heal your body, heal your heart. She's got orange candles lit up here. If you need to like get really creative and get more energized, like light up a orange candle, okay? But yes, you're coming through very empowered, very bold, magnetic at this time. The Queen of Wands, she gets a lot of attention. Whole lot of attention. Some of y'all could have a black cat or any kind of cat. You might have that black cat energy, as I always say. You know, when you want to be bothered, when you want to be bothered, and then any other time, like, get the fuck away from me, okay? So some of y'all might have that little attitude about you. I know I do. I'll holler at you when I want to. Shit, because I do not mind being by myself. And that's one thing about the Queen of Wands. She will do her own thing. She don't really need a whole lot of people. She don't need like a crew. It's not to say she ain't got friends and shit like that, but she doesn't need these things, all right? She needs her goddamn self, all right? So some of you might be like relying a little bit more on yourself here, or being encouraged to do so. High Priestess, man, you got both the witches. Some of y'all are big witches out here, okay? Fucking warlock, whatever you want to call yourself, conjure woman, man, root worker, whatever, okay? You're doing the damn thing. You be doing it, okay? So if you be feeling like, I don't know, my magic is working, it's working, okay? Even with magic, timing is something that we have to keep in mind, right? Things don't always happen immediately. I heard foreshadowing. You could be getting some visions about some things that are to come here for you, especially during this Aries season. But, you know, you could also be like clairaudient, clairsentient, claircognizant, just tapping into the clairs, okay? I don't know why. I mean, I was listening to it earlier. Slide by Doechii. It's like in my head right now. So maybe you want to listen to that song. I know she's a Leo, so she's definitely a Queen of Wands. All right. So have some of you entered into your Doechii era? Like, come on, who doesn't want to be like Doechii when they grow up, right? She's very inspiring. She's fucking gorgeous. She just has this like glow about her. So some of you could be kind of getting into that vibe here. Ace of Wands, damn. Aries season, come through. Like, you finna have new opportunities come your way. If you've been manifesting new business opportunities, new career opportunities, new romance, it's definitely coming your way, all right? King of Pentacles, some of you are manifesting a King of Pentacles, Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or you're manifesting the bag. You are going to be the King of Pentacles, right? I heard an investor. Some of you could be drawing in someone that really likes what you do. They like your emotion. They like what you got going on. And they're like, yeah, I want to invest in that. Give it up to me. Yep. And I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to get that bag. 10 of Pentacles. I'm telling you. Gonna get that bag. There's going to be a contract that's on the table for you. When it comes to money, it's coming in. Justice is the contract. And this is also like divine order, directly from the universe. This is a gift that they're sending to you. Like, okay, we know you've been waiting long enough for this. Here we go. Justice is Libra energy. It could be coming by the full moon in Libra, which is on like April 12th or 13th, around there. Okay. But you finna get justice, baby. Like, whatever you've been putting out, those seeds you've been planting and watering, you know, to grow and all that shit, is coming into fruition for you. Actually, like this Aries season. So I don't even see some of you are going to be really waiting a few more months. Like, Nah, it's coming in now. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up this message here. I hope this resonates with you all. Please leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, sending you so much love. Take care. Bye.